Hello and welcome to the Kit Kat Katie Show. Okay, so those of you who've been listening, I'm sorry, I'm sick. So if you can't quite understand me, I'm sorry. Um, if if you guys know me, then my life involves my kids. I got four of them, two twins, 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Uh, my twins are 9, by the way. I'm a stay-at-home mom, which means my kids are my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. Um, my husband works all the time. Uh, but anyways, or it feels like he works all the time. Uh, so there gives you the skinny on my life. Um, those of you who don't know, I got 3 that are starting school this year. 2 are already in school, and if you know about kindergarten, you know they do stagger days, and that's what she's in right now. Is stagger days. Uh, Sorry, I got like a sinus infection, I guess. So I'm trying to work with you guys here. My oldest twin, and you've probably heard her on here. She is the one that talks with me on here sometimes. Um, she's not going to be on here today, but she went through a bullying instance already. They just started last Monday, and or no, Wednesday. My bad, Wednesday. And as soon as she got off the bus that day, she was like, "Mom, you're never gonna believe what happened to me today." And of course, your mom instincts kick in, and you're like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, whose butt do I need to beat?" What? What? What do you want? He's on his way home. I don't know. Anyways, that was her speaking of the devil. She if you've heard her on this show, then you know she's quite outgoing. She's really not afraid to tell you what she thinks. Anyway, she tells me, you know, this girl told me to suck my daddy's beep, and she called me a bitch, and she hit me upside the head. I was like, well, what'd you say to provoke her to do this? Because little kids, they don't, they gotta get provoked to do something. Well, that's with anybody. Usually you hit a nerve. And I was like, well, what'd you say? She's like, well, she was calling my friend names. And I told her not to say that anymore. I was like, okay. So she was sticking up for her friend. And so, I understood it. She was sticking up for her friend, so she ended up getting hit by another girl. So I don't blame her. I don't blame her for reacting that way. My daughter. Anyways, so she tells me this. I called up my husband. I'm like, you're never going to believe what she just said. And he's like, well, go over to that lady's, or go over to her house and talk to her mom. I was like, okay. Go over to her house. Knock on the door. Mom's not even home. They say, I'll let her know when she gets in to come by your house. I told her where I lived and everything, and then me and my daughter start walking away because I want my daughter with me when I approach this mom so I can get this issue resolved really quick. And, I asked a couple of other kids that were on the bus that day. I was like, did this really happen? And they were all like, yeah, kind of shocked. But I'm not surprised because this little girl gets in trouble all the time around here. So, um, so her mom never shows up at my door. I'm really eager to talk to this mom and let her know what her daughter has done to mine. It got physical. Is That's all I heard. She hit me upside the head. Oh my God. And I was like, what'd you do? She's like, I hit her back. I was like, okay. Alright, as long as you hit her back. You don't just sit there and let somebody keep hitting you upside the head. You're not gonna be an idiot. And of course, I call up my husband. He calls up his mom. His mom's amped up too. And she goes to the superintendent's office. She talks to the assistant principal, and everybody ended up was aware of the situation that just went down. Within like 2 hours of it happening, everybody was aware. Uh, the needless to say, I did eventually end up talking to the mom like 3 or 4 days later. She claimed she never heard about the situation. She claims her daughter's in therapy and all this other crap. And I told her, I was like, well, you need to get your daughter in check. I was like, why don't you, instead of letting your daughter run off, do a little bit more discipline? And she was like, oh, there's these two other girls she hangs out with that she's not supposed to. They talk dirty like that. And I'm just like, you just let her run down the hill with them. Are you Oh man, I was upset. Okay, I was getting in her face and I was cussing and yeah, all you other moms can understand. Okay, when something happens to your baby, you're like, oh, bitch, it's on. Well, where's the mom? And the bad thing is my husband usually approaches everything so in your face. You motherfucker, this and shit like that. So it kind of threw me off that I was reacting for him, I guess. So he ends up coming to get me. He's like, "Hey, her mom's outside. Go talk to her." And I was just like, "Okay." And he just kind of left me hanging with her. So I was like, "Oh God, bitch, this is what's gonna happen." I just went off. I do not blame myself for reacting how I did, but eventually got down to the point where I was like, if your daughter lays her hands on my kid one more time, my daughter's gonna whoop her ass down to the ground, okay? And believe me, I'll high five her for it. And then she tells me, go ahead, she probably needs it. I'm like, what kind of parent says that? Let this other girl whoop my daughter's butt. Yeah, sure. Right on. More power to you. Nobody says that to their kid. God. I think this whole family has officially lost it. Anyways, my kids go back to school Monday, so I'm eager to see what happens. Pretty much our whole family, my daughter's aunt, I consider her an aunt because she's my best friend in the whole world. So she's on standby to get because my daughters have gotten told or I have gotten told by the assistant principal that if my daughters get physical with another kid too, whether it's in self-defense or not, they get punished too. They're gonna get suspended too. So, it's like they can't punish one and not the other. I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm giving my daughter a high five. We're gonna go get her a chocolate chip cookie or a cake, whatever she wants, and I'm gonna say fuck off. Okay? Because the school that's gonna treat my kids like that she doesn't need to be in that school. Uh, because my kids are raised in a church. Salvation Army is a church, surprisingly. And they teach really good structure, so I love it. They're even telling her, yeah, don't let this girl get away with this. If she lays her hands on you again, fight back and tell a teacher. So they got our backs too. Okay, so on a better note, so this is the reason why I haven't been talking on here lately is because my throat's killing me and I literally feel like I'm gonna die. But it's just a sinus infection, I swear. And my baby girl has it too, so she's been sleeping all day. Well, pretty much. Anyways, on a better note, I'm running out of time. Huge shout out to Teen Wolf. It's back on tonight in about an hour. It's coming on in about an hour. So I'm super excited to see where Teen Wolf takes us tonight. We've seen that Styles is in the FBI Academy or whatever, and he finds out that, God, what is his name again? Jesus. Derek. Yep, that's right. That's it right there. Peter. I was thinking Peter, Derek, yeah. Derek is one of the most wanted people the FBI has listed. So he freaks out a little bit. So I think he's gonna have issues with that. In the meantime, the rest of the clan are trying to figure out. I know my time is running out. The rest of the clan are trying to figure out what's going on in Beacon Hills. A bunch of strange things are going on. My question is where's the vet? Where's the vet doctor? The big black guy. Where is he at? He used to help him out so much. And now he's gone. Now he's like disappeared. I want him back too. Come on. You're gonna end the season, you need to end it with all the characters from the very beginning. Except for Allison since she's dead. So put a huge downer on that one. Who else is dead? I think one of the twins died too. Well, anyway, it's most of the people. So, super excited to see how, Melissa takes her role in this and see how being Alpha's mama without the Alpha being there, see how that works, even though, as we just seen on the last episode, Lydia pretty much tells them, yeah, guess what, we ain't leaving. We're stuck here in this town. Sorry, we can't go off and do our happy plan, So I'm eager to see where they go from this point on. Styles wanted, um, I forgot his name, wanted Scott to call him if something ended up going down. And Scott's like, I can't do that. He's so excited about starting his new career and everything, and I don't want to. But Styles is realizing, I'm not going to get out of this paranormal stuff ever. So, might as well just kind of live with it. Anyways, it was good talking to you guys. I'm sorry if I do not stay up to date. But I'll let you know if anything happens to my daughter because I'm pretty sure she's gonna end up getting on here and saying what's going on. But huge shout out to Teen Wolf. It's back on tonight at 8. For all of those Teen Wolf fans. Huge shout out to AGT coming up this week, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's absolutely nothing on Mondays, is there? Oh well, just watch my monk. Okay, so have a good day. Stay safe. Bye.